What's up guys, Andy Kruger here. Today's video, crate training. Oh yeah, baby. I got my new puppy here, watch out. His name's Freddie. He's 3-ish months old, so a young little guy. Crate training, and I know there's a million dog training videos out there like, this is how you crate train, this is how you crate train. People are gonna be like, dang it, Andy, show us something cool. No one cares about the crate. This is the most important thing you could ever train your puppy to do. And no offense to anyone, but if you're not a dog trainer, you're totally gonna mess this up. You need to know exactly how to use the crate, when to use it, and don't let the puppy get on top of the crate. Okay, first thing you need, I'm sorry, if you have a wire crate, you just lost like $100-something. Don't use the wire crate. I don't like the wire crate. If you have an older dog who's chill and just lays in there, that's fine. But if you're training a young whippersnapper, those things are dangerous. Avoid the light. These kennels is what you want. The all plastic. I think those are SkyMate or something. Those are on Amazon. Those are nice. That's the large size. And even though he's a puppy, he's fine in the large. That's how I roll. That's what I use. Okay, so you need a good crate. Do not put this in the living room. Don't put it in your bedroom. But the breeder said put it in the bedroom and no. Don't put the crate in the bedroom, put the crate in the spare room, put it in the basement, put it in the garage. Oh, Andy, the garage? Put the crate in the garage. It's an animal. The dog's totally fine. Okay, we're out here in my little training building, my studio as I call it. I have my crate, I have my puppy, and I have the puppy's food. Now we're shooting this in the morning. Puppy has not eaten yet today. Puppy is not overfed. So he's very motivated by just his kibble. Those bag of treats you bought, that's gonna be another loss. Get rid of those. Okay, kibble. Very first step when crate training a dog, introducing the dog to the crate. Check it out. Get you a handful, simple. Don't jump on the crate. I'm gonna open the door. I'm gonna throw some in and let the puppy eat it. Now, this isn't his first rodeo. He's still a white belt, but he knows this game, okay? So he's gonna hopefully do a good job showing you this. But step number one, don't even worry about anything else. This is his dip. Whoopsies, never drop it. Never drop it. Okay, so he knows what's going on here. Come here, bud. First step, take your food, throw it into the crate. You keep the floor of that crate clean. Give it a daily wipe out. I want puppy eating the food off of the floor in the crate. That's very important. The only good this bowl does me right now is to hold my food for me. Notice the door. The door's open. You know what I'm not trying to do? I'm not trying to do, okay, get in the crate. Oh, okay, let's close you up. Whoops, he ran out. Leave the door open. You don't need the door closed. You're going to take, to feed him all this, you're going to take 15, 20 minutes. You don't need the door closed right now. I told you, he's not a white belt. He knows this game. He knows going in that crate gets him food, and that is the next step. Yes. Once the puppy can charge into the crate without any reservations, now you can move on. If you throw food in the crate and your dog won't go in there, or your dog's not excited about going in there, stop everything that you're doing. You need to accomplish that first. Your puppy is probably overfed and just not hungry or motivated by the food. So this is the only way the puppy's gonna eat until they have this mastered. Okay, absolutely simple. It makes that little noise where it hits the ground. It gets the puppy very excited. Okay, step number 2 now. Now my puppy's flying in and out of there for the food, no problem. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my handful of food, I'm gonna show it to puppy, and I'm gonna walk over to the crate, and I'm just gonna put my hand in the top. And you see how the dog runs in. So I'm still kind of luring Puppy into the crate. Check it out again. Handful. Come here, Puppy. Puppy's nose. Oh yeah, baby. And we feed him. Don't move on if your puppy can't do that. You don't need to get halfway in the crate to lure. You just take your food. You go like this. Bang. And you wait until Puppy gets in the crate, and then when he does, you feed the puppy. Handful of food. Now I'm not gonna put my whole hand in the crate. Ah, dude, stop doing it so good. We need to show people learning, not Mr. Show Off here. Thinks he's so cool with the crate. Come on. So now you're just gonna come up. That's what you want. And you can put it on the ground. That's the turning point. Any dog can chase kibble into a crate. Anyone can hold food in there and have the dog run in, but you'll know the dog's getting really good when you can do this. Hell yeah. And we feed him. Remember, this isn't dessert training. I don't have my bag of Blue Buffalo Chewy treats. This is food. This is a dog. Dog wants the food. Use kibble. He's working for his daily meal. He's eating out of my hand. He's eating off the floor of the crate. He's really excited to be eating right now because he's a puppy and he's hungry. Handful of food. That's what you should have. That should take 3-4 days maybe if you're doing this right. You should pull out a bowl of food like you see Freddie doing. When I pull out a bowl of food and I stand here and the crate's open, he's just going to start taking off into that crate like that because he knows that's what pays. If you can do this with your dog, step number 1 is complete. You take, this is your morning ritual, this is your evening ritual, you do this in the afternoon. You take a supply of Puppy's kibble, Puppy's very hungry, and you come over to the crate, booyah! Off the floor. So now Freddie knows running into that crate is what gets me paid. That's what dispenses the food. So his little brain is working, and now when he has the choice, he could be doing anything right now. He could be over on the couch over there. He could be attacking the fake plant that I have in the corner, but he's not because he wants to access the food. Yeah, bud. And he knows getting in that crate is what's going to get him the food. If you're having problems with crate training, if it's been a mess for you in the past, if you don't understand everything about the crate, if you can't do this little exercise with your dog's not going to be great in the crate. Yes. So now I kick it up a notch. So now what I'm going to do, he's going to go in, and I'm going to use my reward marker, my release marker. That's fancy dog trainer lingo for, I'm going to say, yeah, and he's going to run out of the crate and eat the food. Yeah. So now I'm not actually feeding him inside the crate. He has to go in and then come out to get his food. Yeah. Woo, boy. Puppy's brain is working. And believe it or not, Puppy's going to be tired after this. Mentally exhausted. This is a very meaningful interaction. Yes. Again, watch this. So look, I have all this food here, right? Your dog's probably going to be jumping up on you all over the place, but once they understand this, watch this. See him staring at me? He's trying to figure out, Andy, why haven't you paid me yet? That's what he's trying to figure out. And what I want him to do is run over into that crate. So he realizes I have to move away from the food to access the food. So here we go. Yes. Yeah, baby. If your dog cannot do this, don't move on. This is the only thing you and your dog do Booyah, baby! Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Come on, be excited for the dog. Yes! Good job, boy! Come on, this is awesome. You need this kind of crate, and you need a puppy or a dog motivated by their kibble. Go ahead. This is what it's all about. Give the puppy a minute to think. Don't be like, oh, he doesn't get it, and then go lure him in the crate. Let him think. This may take a minute or two. As long as he is focusing and trying, I'm going to let him figure it out. If he checks out and starts going chewing on the carpet, then I need to go get him back. Yeah, buddy! One tiny little baby step towards the crate. Yeah, buddy! Hey now! I'm not even thinking of closing the door. I'm not even thinking about putting him in there. The puppy, the dog, has to master this exercise first. Any puppy or dog, can just follow your hand into the crate. Any puppy can just run into the crate for food. Kicking it up a notch. The food's here, and he has to go there to get it. So it's counterintuitive to the puppy. The puppy's like, why would I run that way? The food's right here. Yes. Oh, wow. Even if he doesn't even get all the way in, big deal. He's got the right idea. Step towards the crate. Woo! Attaboy. Notice I'm not saying anything. Crate. Go ahead, get in your room, Freddie, get in your room. Oh, he doesn't want to go in there. Oh! Don't name it till you love it. Don't worry about saying a word. A lot of pet owners, my clients, what's the command? What's the command? Don't worry about the command. Whoop, silence is golden. Don't say anything. There are two ways to reward the puppy in this situation. Releasing him out of the crate, which we've been doing. Now I want him to stay in there a minute. So I'm going to deliver him room service because I'm a very nice guy. I'm going to bring him the food. This is what it's all about. Whoopsies, don't drop any. Let your puppy think. Let your puppy work this out. You can never do this too much. If you do this day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, with your new puppy, even if you get an older dog that's a rescue, if this is like one of your primary interactions, and this is how you and the dog are getting to know each other, this is a hell of a lot more valuable than petting him on the couch all day and like taking him for walks into the dog park. Don't do that. Do this. Look at that boy. Okay, this puppy's about 3 months old. He's in the crate a lot. He loves the crate. Huge crate training tip. When you have a puppy, they should never be out of the crate for more than an hour at a time. An hour at a time. Holy crap, Andy, I've definitely not been doing that. Everyone that gets a puppy brings the puppy home. They give them off-leash free roam of their house for hours and hours at a time. And then when you go to confine the puppy, they go, this sucks, and they throw a giant tantrum. Do not only crate the puppy or dog when you're going to sleep or when you're leaving the house. But when I'm home, I feel bad because he's crated all day and night, so when I'm home, I want him out there with me. Well, this video isn't about feeling bad. This is a dog training video, so I'm sorry that you feel bad, but that has nothing to do with training an animal to behave and think a certain way. Puppy is in the crate for an hour. The puppy's out of the crate for a half hour. During that time, you're interacting with your puppy. Puppy goes back in the crate for 2 hours. Puppy comes out of the crate for an hour. Puppy has a leash on in the house. If you're letting your puppy, welcome to your new house, buddy. There you go. Go check it out. I'm going to make dinner. Your puppy's going to hate the crate. You're saying, look at all this space. This is all yours. You get it all the time. And then, oh, time to go in your tiny box. They're not going to like the crate. That's my boy. We're rocking it now. An hour in, a half hour out. 2 hours in, 45 minutes out. 3 hours in, an hour out. As the puppy gets older, 4 months, 5 months, teething, 6 months, we can start to gradually extend the times that they're out of the crate. But when you have a new puppy, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, 16 weeks, they should never be out of the crate for more than an hour at a time, ballpark. That, for most people, will be a radical change from what they've been doing. Now, that boy, get back in there. What happens if you put the puppy in the crate and the puppy goes absolutely ballistic? You close the door, you leave the room. What do you do then? That's why you don't want a wire crate, because they can bite at the wire, they can get stuck, they can injure themselves. Those crates are low quality anyway. If some of those wire crates, if the dog causes enough chaos against the door, those doors will rattle open. The little trays that are on the bottom, they can push those out. They can chew up the carpet that's on the floor. A wire crate has a 360-degree view. Oh, I'm the puppy. I can see everything. This is not like a den. A wolf's den doesn't have 360 view. You can only see out of here, so you know, okay, I don't got to worry about that. I'm covered. So this crate feels a lot more den-like, a lot more safe, secure, and comfortable to the dog. Plus, you have one of those wire crates, you're like, I'm going to cover it up like a bird. And you put a blanket over it, the puppy pulls the blanket through, shreds it, swallows it. It's an absolute mess. Get rid of those wire crates unless you have a dog that's perfectly crate trained and just hangs out in there perfect. They're not a good training tool, my thought. We've probably been through about like a cup of food, which is very, oh look, he closed the door on himself, which is very meaningful to him because that's like a good chunk of what he eats daily. So he's working for this food, he's going into that crate, the door just happens to close on him and he's just waiting there. I love it. Come on, brother. Good boy. And close. I want to touch on the dog coming out of the crate very quickly. He is a little bit young for me to really care. Like if I open the door, if he comes right out. I don't mind that too much at this age. But I do want to start building towards, I open the door, puppy waits, I say free, okay, and then the puppy runs out of the crate. I'm not like super worried about that at 2-3 months old, but I can start to build it. If your puppy, you open the door and the puppy is just frantically busting out, not exactly a good mentality. Doesn't seem like he loves the crate. Get me out of here! Somebody, get me out of here! I don't like that. Here's what you do. Handful of food. Woo! If you don't have that, slow down, partner. Door closes. Door opens. I feed puppy. Door closes. Door opens. I feed puppy. I have the kibble in the cup of my hand right now. Okay, if you don't know what I'm doing, watch my video on hand feeding. Food. No stay, no wait. Does puppy know what stay means? Does he know what wait means? Then why use it? Silence is golden. Now look what happened. Good. I open the crate and puppy jumps out. Well, that's a mistake. That's okay. Puppies make mistakes, but I'm not going to pay him for it. I'm gonna reset, try again. Food, door, boom, close it, open it. Nice. See how I fixed that? Nice, dude. And this is something, I don't think I've ever done the waiting to come out with little Fred here. So you're seeing him just reacting to it right off the bat. So you can see how we can baby step it. And I just start extending the time it takes for my hand to lower down and feed him. He's getting it. Nice. And then I can go, yeah. Oh, yeah. Then I can release him from the crate. So that is how I would start to build that waiting. He's great at waiting in the crate, but that door opening kind of causes him to pop out early. So that's one thing I want to address. Close it. Open it. Very nice puppy. Very nice. Over the years, we've had a million clients with puppies, rescues, whatever, adopted dogs. And it has been very consistent that, and no offense, I love you guys, no one's really good at crate training. No one really understands it. Huge tip, if your dog off-leash free roams around your home, most of the time, they're not gonna like the crate. You might get lucky and get a dog that just goes in there and does it, but you probably won't. If your dog is off-leash free roaming in your home, they're not gonna like the crate. Freddie here has designated playtime in my home. He's a little puppy. He's a Belgian Malinois. He's very mouthy. He likes to chew. He likes to bite. So I give him 15, 20, 30 minutes sometimes of designated playtime in my home. I put down some of his toys. Sometimes I have him on a leash. Sometimes I don't. I have it puppy-proofed. He's always right in my sight. And that's his free, I'm going to play and be a puppy time. But it's very controlled. It's very structured. Freddie isn't just hanging out in my house. Okay, I have a 10-year-old Boykin Spaniel that hangs out in my house. Freddie is not equipped to hang out. He will be later, but I'm not going to have him in the house for hours at a time roaming around. If I do, he's not going to like the crate at all. Point being, until your puppy dog is excellent in the crate, you put him in there any day, any time, any amount of time, no noise, no accidents. Now we can start phasing the crate out some and giving more freedom in the house. But until they conquer that goal, until they master the exercise of the crate, I'm not letting them just hang out in my house because we haven't even gotten through step 1 yet. Crate training is the most basic form of discipline a puppy can learn. And when I say discipline, I mean, I don't want to do that, but I know I have to, so I'm going to do it. That to me is discipline. So you bring home an 8-week-old puppy, and I mean, what a jolt to the system for that puppy. They're in a car, they're with people, you're petting them, they're in your home, they're smelling everything, they're like, oh my God, what's going on? This is crazy. And then you put them in a crate, close the door, and leave. The puppy's gonna go nuts. The puppy doesn't wanna be in there. If I'm little Freddie, I would much rather be out roaming around exploring than confined. Normal, right? The puppy would rather be out. But that's not healthy for a puppy. What are you doing, dude? Biting my belt? That's not healthy for a puppy, and that's not going to be good for your life. So we tell the puppy, I'm sorry you don't want to be in there, puppy, and you're going to freak out a little bit. But guess what? I know what I'm doing, and you're going to be just fine. It's the most basic form of discipline. Puppy doesn't want to be in the box, but tough. Puppy has to be in the box. And if you structure their life correctly, soon they'll be loving the crate. It's not about what your puppy's doing in the crate, it's what they're doing out of the crate. If you're having problems with your dog in the crate, accidents, crying, whining, barking, going nuts, it's probably because they've always had off-leash free roam of the house, free meals, and even free water. Free tip, if you have a puppy, don't throw down a bowl of water and let them drink out of it anytime they want. Are you crazy? Do you want to be letting him out every 5 minutes? No, structured water times. It has to do with crate training, because if you're letting your puppy out every half hour to go to the bathroom, they're getting way too much water. If you're letting them out several times throughout the night, they're probably getting way too much water. Puppies and dogs that don't like the crate have probably been off-leash free roaming the house and have had free meals since they've known you. So that needs to change. Let's go back to the crate now. My food, do not drop any food, very important. Here's my food here. This is when you know your dog's really getting good. Hey dude, come here, look, food. Here's my food. I open the crate. Now he's just licking, my hand's closed. He can't get to what's in my hand. Watch what I do here. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Now if your puppy is just attacking your hand relentlessly, they realize they can't get it and then they go and walk away, that's when you know you have some work to do. So you help them out a little bit. Food, you can come a little closer. He knows this game. I'm going to feed him. Now, as soon as I take this food away, good. You should have that. You need that. This is how your puppy is going to be fine in the crate. For a dog trainer, this goes without saying, but for the average person, feed your puppy in the closed crate. Feed puppy in a closed crate. Those fancy custom dog bowls you got from Etsy that says Fluffy on it, that match your kitchen really nicely, that you have a spot picked out for, save those for like another 6 months. You're going to use those, but you're sure as heck not going to use those now. Feed the puppy in the crate, and like I said before, this bowl is only good for holding the food for me. I'm not going to take this and go put that in the crate. When he's a little older maybe, but I'm not going to do that. Let's say, okay, I wake up in the morning, I let the puppy out, I let him back in, time to eat breakfast, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm either going to do this game here, or if I don't have time, or maybe I don't feel like it, I'm going to take some big handfuls of the puppy's food, their breakfast, half cup, whatever. I'm going to do this. Ready? All over the place. Keep the bottom of this crate clean. Give it a quick wipe daily. This is his dinner plate. The bottom of the crate is the dog's bowl. So he's going to be a lot less likely to pee or to poop in his den area, because this is where he eats his food. He eats his food off of the floor. Are you having problems with your puppy peeing or pooping in the crate? I can guarantee you $1 million you're not feeding them off the floor of the crate. That segues into my next point. Hey! If you have blankets, bedding, plush toys, you need to immediately get rid of those. Do that to yourself and then stand there and say, how dare I do that? Do not put things in your puppy's crate. If you have an older dog who's phenomenal in the crate, you can put all kinds of stuff in there if you want. But if you have a wire crate with blankets and bedding and toys, in my opinion, I would completely change all of that. Putting bedding in the crate is going to absorb accidents, which makes it no problem for the dog at all. They can pee on that blanket, it absorbs it, and then they can go back to hanging out over here, no problem. Or when your puppy gets stressed and anxious in the crate, which they ultimately will, they're gonna start venting on those items. So they're gonna go, I'm anxious, I'm stressed, it feels good to tear stuff up. God forbid the puppy actually ingests some of those things. I don't trust any puppy. Freddie boy. As much as I like little Freddie here, come on now to Papa. As much as I like little Freddie here, I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. If I put a nice big plush bed in his crate, would he tear it up? Yeah. Would he eat it? I don't trust him to say that he wouldn't eat it, and that's either going to kill my puppy or that's going to be an extremely expensive surgery, and that's just an absolute mess. It's completely avoidable. You need it empty. Oh my God, but Andy, that's so mean. That's hard. I wouldn't want to lay on the bare floor. Doesn't that hurt? It's not comfortable. I'll make my next video about feelings, but this video is about dog training. No, it doesn't hurt the dog. Uh-oh. Almost got a free one there. Dogs are built to lay on the ground. This is how they've evolved. People are not built to lay on the ground. You sleep on the floor, you go camping, you crash on someone's couch, you wake up the next day, you're like, God, my back. We're not meant to do it. A dog finds comfort in that flat surface. Who all has bought a $200 memory foam dog bed and then their dog just lays on the hardwood floor, like by the vet? Okay? Dogs like hard surfaces. I know that's crazy to understand, like, he's my baby, I like bedding. Dogs like hard, flat surfaces to lay on. That's what's comforting to them. Look at how much food we've gone through. I mean, that's nearly a cup and a half. That's a real good bit for this boy. We're going to finish it off. Uh-oh, don't drop any. Okay, I want to get even farther now. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Woo! Little far. It's easy when I'm standing right next to the crate. If your puppy can't do this, don't move on. Watch this. Yep. Woo! I help a little bit, but I don't talk, and I don't go, oh, he didn't get it. Come on. We need to let puppies think and not just shove food in their face and guide them around all the time. And you're thinking, don't drop food. You're thinking, Andy, he's not doing it. Yes. He's not doing it right away, but you know what he is doing right away? He's thinking. When I'm training my puppy, I want their brains working and I want him thinking. I don't want just pure perfection every time. That's crazy. Yep. Okay, so we're going to finish out the bowl with this little exercise. And everybody who purchases this video, everybody that watches this video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's going to allow me to keep doing more videos, bigger videos, better videos. I really appreciate you. Like, totally hit me up with questions. Come on, Fred, do it up. Yeah. Hit me up with questions. Instagram's a good place for that. Andy_Kruger. My YouTube channel is red hot. My YouTube channel, I'm coming in with the pure heat on my YouTube channel. Andy Kruger, Krueger, like Freddy. What? Freddy Krueger, what? YouTube, hit me with the comments, but there's also really, really cool videos on my YouTube channel that I've been working on. It's all things dog training. It's all things badass. Yes. Oh, yeah. And I like what I'm seeing. Now the dog, he knows I have food. He's actively seeking out on his own to go to his crate. He's not being baited in like I had to do day one, throwing the food in there. He's running in there because that's how he knows he gets paid. And after a cup and a half, like, my puppy's full. Like, I wouldn't really do too much more after this because he's full. You see, he's kind of checking out, searching the floor now. So you got to hit that sweet spot with your dog. If you have a small breed dog, remember, they have a tiny little stomach. They have a small stomach. They don't need a lot of food. I would venture to say that 99.9% of pet dogs are overfed. If your dog doesn't give a crap about the kibble going in the crate, like, cut the quantity you give them by a lot. But the bag says, but the vet said, uh-oh. Listen to what your dog says. If you put down that bowl and they're not interested, forget what the bag says. They're just trying to sell you food anyway. Forget what the vet says. I'm sure they're trying to help you, but they don't know much. Yeah, that's a boy. If your dog isn't highly motivated by the kibble, they either have a medical issue or they're way overfed. If they're not motivated by the kibble, you're completely handicapping yourself. So, get yourself a nice, solid, good boy, I'm out of food though. Solid crate. You already have the puppy or the dog, I presume. Get yourself a good, healthy kibble. If you can buy it at the grocery store, PetSmart is probably no good. Sorry, PetSmart, I hope no one sees that. I mean, PetSmart's cool. Don't go there. Get a nice healthy kibble, a nice healthy appetite. Come on. Play this game with the puppy. And then, when you go to close the puppy in the crate, that's already a familiar place to them. It's already where they play their favorite game. They're going to have way less of a problem. Now, they still might not love going in there all the time, but remember, it's a basic form of discipline. I don't want to go in the box. I know you don't, but you're going to go in now because I have to go to work. So that's going to help you tenfold. And if you structure the dog's life outside of the crate accordingly, i.e., no free roam all day, no off-leash free roam in the house, tons of petting for free, putting down the food in the kitchen. If you eliminate all that, hour in, hour out. Hour in, half hour out. 2 hours in, 45 minutes out. 3 hours in, an hour out. All throughout the day for months and months and months and months, your dog, your puppy is going to be totally fine in the crate. Thank you guys for checking this out. Again, Andy Kruger, YouTube, Instagram. Hit me with the questions. I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you.